So guys, we are back with another video. So in this month I did not post any video because our channel got the copyright strike, so I was unable to upload any videos. And in the last week the strike got removed, so I can upload. And now we are going to do some web scraping, very simple web scraping. So last night the price of this mic is 29 something, like 2900. So it's almost half of the price. But today's afternoon the price has changed to this 4690. I thought to buy this, but within even 15 hours the price got turned back to this 4619. So now in this video what we are going to do is we are going to monitor this price using the Python program, and if there is any other changes occur to this price, we get the notification in the email. So I will not show you the email notification, but we can monitor this price. So let's click on this. First we need to extract this 4619 in this HTML page. So let's copy this, and you can use the Visual Studio Code editor. Before that we need to install some dependencies like Python modules using the pip. So you say pip install request. So in order to make the web request or HTTP request from the Python program, you need to have the request library, and we need to install the BS4, that stands for Beautiful Soup. So this Beautiful Soup parses the content and it will visualize in a neat format, and we can extract the information from the HTML tags. And the next one is LXML. So this LXML is the parser that the Beautiful Soup uses to parse the content of the HTML page. So you hit enter. I already installed these libraries, so I will not do it again. So after installing this, you can import the request, and from Beautiful Soup 4 import Beautiful Soup function and import time. So first what we are going to do is we are going to create a URL, mano underscore URL. So the mano is the name of this mic, is equals to, and in the quotations you can paste the string. So this is the lengthy string. So this mano URL variable holds the URL of this mic from the Amazon.in, and we need to say let's say response is equals to request dot get. So we need to use the get request. So we are getting the web page of this URL and storing it in the response variable. So now we need to print the response to see what exactly the response we are getting. So to see the HTML code, you need to say dot text. So you can also retrieve the status code by using the response dot status underscore code. But now in this scenario we are going to see the HTML code. So let's run this program. So you can see there is little HTML code. You can see to discuss automated process to Amazon data, please contact API services. So what this means is our Python program has been blocked by Amazon web server because they think that we are bot. Why they think that we are bot is we are missing some header files in our get request. So we need to copy these headers, that is user agent, browser name, and the accept language is English. So you can also use the burp suite to intercept the normal Amazon request, and in that request you can copy the headers in the JSON format and paste it in the tuple. So in this case I just copied from the internet some random user agent and the English accept language. Now I am going to paste here. So this is the headers, and we need to send the headers as a part of the HTTP request. So now we are going to send the headers is equals to headers. Now if you run the program, we will get the source code of this page. Press Ctrl U. Now you can see there is a lot of this source code. So let's run this program. and you can see there is a lot going on. So we obviously this Visual Studio Code hangs almost if you try to print the whole source code of this page, because it's very long. Okay, now I'm going to close this. So okay, meanwhile we need to find the element, the HTML tag that holds the value of this the price of this mic, that is 4619. So we need to say reopen, or okay, that work. So what you can do is you can right click on this, click on inspect, and now click on this mouse icon, and now click on hover your mouse to this 4619, the price of the mic, and click on this. So immediately you will get the HTML code. So it's containing the span tag, and the ID is price block underscore our price. Okay, this is the value, this is the HTML tag for this price. Also what you can do is you can control F, and in this source code you can type for 4,619. so you need to make sure that there is a comma in between the 4 and 6, otherwise you will not find the 4619. so you can see here the price, this is the same tag you can see here. Okay, the span ID price block underscore our price. So what we are going to do is we are going to copy this ID. Now we have fetched this response.text, I mean the response. Now what we can do is we can say page is equals to beautiful soup of, we need to say the response.text file, response.text, that means the HTML code, and we need to say the parser, LXML parser. You can also use the HTML.parser, but I'm going to use the LXML parser. So after parsing the page, you can get the page object. Okay, now what we can do is we can say page dot find of, and we need to give two elements, that is the tag name, and we need to give the ID name, because we want to find the span tag and the ID. So there will be so many span tags, so in those span tags we need to find the this one 4619 with this ID. So we can say ID is equals to, and let me paste here. So page dot find is equals to, so let's say result is equals to, so we can say print of result. So let's go and run this. Now you can see we got the exact span tag, right? Now what you can do is, this is the list, so we can say type, actually this is a beautiful soup object, and what you can do is we can access this using the 0 dot text. So if you run this one, so the text, think it's res.text. Okay, I'm sorry, it's res.text. If you use the find all method, then it will return the list of all the span tags. Then you can say res of 0.text. so for now it will return the first span tag with this ID, and we got the print res.text. Now we can say price is equals to str of res.text. Okay, so we got the price. Now how to monitor this means, we need to check whether the 4619 is the price of the product or not. If 4619 is equals to this price, that means the retrieved price, we are going to, sorry, we need to say in operator, sorry for that, in price. So let's just say for now say same price. So if there is no 4619 in this price, now we can say that the price has been increased or decreased. Let's say print of decreased or price change. Price change to, you can add a format specifier dot format of price. So now let's run this program. We should get the output as same price because it's 4619. So we got the 4619 and the same price. So now how to send the mail whenever the price is changed? That means you can normally Google about sending the email using the Python. Now I'm not going to show you the email how to send Python, because we need to log in into this. You need to separate the login credentials, and also you need to enable the errorless secure apps on. So I will leave the task to you. You can just Google about the sample email program and then copy paste that email code and then paste it in the else block. So now write the code for sending email. One thing is you need to log in into this email, so that's the problem. I cannot show you, so that's why I will leave it up to you guys. You can just copy paste the simple email sending code in the Python and paste it in the else block. Make sure that it's in the else block. So that's all for this video. Simple price monitoring using the Python, using the web scraping. So we have learned the basics of web scraping using the request and the beautiful soup module in the Python.